This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
And welcome to the program. I'm Roby Brock. We are glad to have you with us. I'm joined now by Rex Nelson, senior editor of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Good to be with you again.
It seems like we spent a lot of time together already.
We had a good time on Tuesday night. There was a lot going on, and we filled the airwaves in a big way. Thank you for doing that. Let's talk about what a night and really what a week it has been. If we had had this conversation a little over a week ago, we would have been writing Joe Biden's obituary pretty much. Now he's in the catbird seat.
Absolutely amazing. The old term, the big mo, it's never been bigger than it is in this presidential race. I mean, I think when books are written about this campaign, and as you know, there's always a slew of books that come out after every presidential campaign, a real focus, I think, looking back, is going to be South Carolina. The Clyburn endorsement of South Carolina, I don't think ever has a single endorsement had as much effect on a presidential race. I think, again, I'm not saying that Biden's necessarily going to win, although he's certainly now in front-runner status for the Democratic nomination. But when the books are written, that's going to be a big part of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something historically that it even compares to, and I'm hard-pressed to name something. I really strained my brain and couldn't come up with anything.
I can't either. I mean, a week ago, a little more than a week ago, as you said, you did a great interview with the White House correspondent of the Washington Post, who has a best-selling book on President Trump out now. And a small group of us had a dinner, and Skip Rutherford went around the room, who you think's going to win Arkansas? And everybody but two who said Biden, everybody but two, including me, said Bloomberg.
Yeah.
And it was so evident coming out of Saturday. Obviously, when we went on the air before any votes had come in on Tuesday, I said, well, I'm changing to Biden, because you could tell he had that momentum. Already 3 presidential candidates had dropped out of the race. 2 more have dropped out after Super Tuesday now. So we're down to a 2-man race.
And he picked up endorsements from 3 of them that cleared out. So what's the Joe Biden strategy next? He's clearly got some states that are fairly favorable to him for picking up delegates. But does he start running a general election campaign soon, or does he still have to make sure he gets all the chickens in the barn?
I think he can run a race where he basically says, I'm the moderate in the race, I'm the pragmatist in the race, and you're going at both sides at the same time. You're going at Sanders for the Democratic nomination, you're going at President Trump, and saying, look, they're both extremists. And I'm the moderate, I'm the pragmatist, and I think that's the campaign he runs going forward. Now, certainly all the big money in the Democratic Party has now lined up behind them, so resources are not going to be a problem at this point.
On the GOP side, we're about to hear a whole lot more about Hunter Biden and Burisma again. Do people see through the cynicism of all this? I mean, I'm not saying that there's not something to investigate there, but clearly the timing of it suggests, well, Joe Biden's back in the front-runner status now. We're going to bring all this back up again.
Some do, some don't. I think the focus of the president obviously now has to be on the federal response to coronavirus. I think the chance that he's running now is that this could drop him in approval ratings like we saw happen to George W. Bush, although he was in a second term already.
Yeah.
He wasn't running for a second term, but after Katrina, I think this could be the president's Katrina if he's not careful here. So therefore, I think that has to be his concern. That directly, of course, affects the stock market, which had a wild week. And as we all know, President Trump has been pointing to the stock market as a reason to reelect him. Now, what's he going to do that it's going the other direction?
Yeah, and still clearly months to go before any of that all shakes out. I have said on more than one occasion, you'll have to get with me after Labor Day to tell you what issues are going to define this race, because we go through so much news in a one-day cycle. Might have 4 different news stories coming out of it.
But for right now, for early March, the coronavirus response has to be the focus of the presidency.
And it's staying around for a little while, too. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the program. All right. You do a prolific amount of writing for the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. What do we have to look forward to in the next couple of columns?
Well, we had a Sunday cover story on Hot Springs Village. It's celebrating its 50th anniversary, believe it or not, over there. The largest gated community, in a sense, in America, since it's gated 26,000 acres. And as golf declines a little bit, as that idea of living on a golf course declines a little bit, our retirement communities in Arkansas kind of have to redefine themselves. So looking at that, later in the week, go up to Jonesboro, which is still booming economically, and take a look at what's going on.
Opened
in
the big Red
Jonesboro.
Wolf Convention Center.
Yeah,
just this
absolutely.
Last week,
Just had the governor was up there for the grand opening of that. So a lot going on up in that part of the state also.
All right. Check out Rex Nelson at ArkansasOnline.com. You can still pick up a Sunday paper here and there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're around Little Rock and you don't have a subscription, actually, we're still printing papers every day. You can still get them in convenience stores, but I hope you're on that iPad every morning.
There we go. All right, Rex, thank you so much.
Thanks, Roby.
All right. We're back with more right after this.
When homemade is too good to keep at home. Helping Arkansas business do business. Making better happen with First Security.
You'll find us at the end of a lot of long country roads, covering over 60% of the great state of Arkansas. Our 17 electric distribution cooperatives are working day and night to provide reliable, affordable power to over 500,000 homes, farms, and businesses, just like yours. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, your local energy partners.